Hi, everyone. So today we are kicking off the official start of the PeopleStack New Year's Challenge. And really what this is about, the whole challenge, but especially this week, is about gaining clarity. It's about getting that clarity about exactly what's not working in your career right now and setting goals around what's not working so that you can get to the next step. And so it's about upgrading your career, building a thriving team, and using all of your vacation time, even if you've read all the leadership books, even if you've done everything and nothing seems to be working. So this is step one, is clarify. So I posted in the text below this video what all of the steps are. So make sure you go through and read through them. I'm gonna just in this video outline what the steps are and clarify about the clarity process so that you can know what you're doing here. So essentially, there's 3 steps here. And actually, before we get to these 3 steps, make sure you've done step 0, which is to commit to yourself, to commit to others. I am doing this. This is the year. 2019 is the year that I am finally going to upgrade my career. 2019 is the year that I am committed to getting a promotion to director this year. I'm committed to getting a 25% raise this year. I am committed to landing a job this year that's not just a settling job, but it's a hell yes job, if you're on the job market. I'm committed to working fewer hours this year. And this week we're gonna gain clarity around what fewer hours are. And if you don't know how much of a raise that you want this week, you're gonna get clarity around exactly how much of a raise, not only that you want, but also that you deserve given the value that you're adding at work. So make sure you commit to that. Commit to yourself, commit to others who you care about, and also commit in the group as well. I posted that commitment post, so you can go ahead and post in there, or you can just post in the group, create a new post. Hey everyone, this is my accountability post. I am absolutely committed to doing this. Who's with me? I'd love to see that kind of stuff. So moving on from commitment, let's go to clarity. And there's 3 steps in the clarity process. First, we want to identify exactly what's not working in your career right now. Then we want to answer. I have some questions that I'm posing to you that I want you to sit down and answer. And then number 3 is to reflect on the answers to those questions. So this is something that you're going to do on your own. It's for yourself. It's self-reflection. If there's someone in your life, a husband, a wife, a spouse, a partner, who is on this career transformation journey with you, I definitely encourage you to include this person in the process. Do the self-reflection first, but then share your responses and your reflections and what you've learned from answering these questions with that person, so that person can continue to be there to support you, but also to challenge you as well. Because for those of you who are in, committed relationships, whether it's a romantic relationship or any other kind of committed relationship, those are the people who can call us out on our own BS. Like, they know us better than we do. So by sharing it with that person, they're going to say, yeah, is that really what you want? Or is that really what's going on? And have you asked yourself this? And have you looked at it this way? So that's another great reason to share, to have that person share with you. Again, whether it's a friend or a loved one, a partner, whoever it is, a spouse, a partner, include that person in the process. So step 1 is to identify exactly what's not working in your career right now. We have 4 options. This is the poll that I posted in the group. So if you've already completed that poll, you've already started this process, check in. Is this really what's not working, the main thing that's not working in my career right now? Is there anything else? And if you haven't done that poll, just answer, which of the following best describes what's not working in your career right now? Number 1, I feel I deserve to get paid more, but I haven't gotten a raise that reflects my value. I believe that was the most popular response in our poll. I feel I deserve to get paid more. I deserve a raise. Number 2, I'm working too many hours. Number 3, I'm on the job market. Actually, no, number 3 was, I feel I deserve a promotion, and it's been too long since I've gotten one. And then number 4 is, I'm on the job market and I'm not getting the results that I want, meaning I haven't landed that job and it's been too long, or I'm not getting interviews, or I'm screwing up on the interviews, I'm screwing up during the negotiation process. I don't have a network, I can't get any leads, whatever that is. The job market, I'm on the job market, it's not working for me. So it's essentially, I deserve to get paid more is number one. I'm working too many hours is number two. I feel I deserve a promotion is number three. And I'm on the job market and I need help is number four. Which of those four, select all that apply, identifies what's not working in your career right now. You may wonder where we've gotten these four categories from. And you also may be wondering, well, what if what's not working in my career doesn't fit into one of those categories? So I'm going to answer both of those questions for you. So number one, where do we come up with these categories? Basically, want a raise, working too many hours, want a promotion, or am on the job market, need help. So at the People Stack, Rob, my husband, my CTO, we stopped counting at about 300. We've done, it's probably close to 400 career strategy sessions with technical managers over the last couple of years. And these are the categories that we found. So for those of you who have done career strategy sessions with us, you know that the very first thing after we chat for a little bit and we make sure that this is, it's a right fit for the call and that you want to talk about your career challenges, the very first thing that we ask is what's not working in your career right now. So after over 300 conversations with technical managers from around the country, we categorize the responses, and these are the categories. These are the categories that keep coming up again and again and again. So this is based on real data. This is based on real experiences. That's why it feels like these really strike a chord. If you're feeling like, wow, are you like looking into my life right now? How do you know this? It's because we are. We've looked into the lives of hundreds of technical managers, and these are the four categories. You also may be wondering, well, when I think about what's not working in my career right now, it doesn't fall into one of these categories. One of the more popular ones is, well, I want to get, like, maybe eventually long-term I want to get a promotion, but that's not yet. Or like maybe eventually long-term I deserve a raise, but I still need to build that excellence first. I still need to prove my value first by like being put on more complicated projects, more high visibility projects, so I can show that excellence and I can hone that excellence. That's really promotion or pay raise. Even if it's a long-term goal, that's still the goal eventually, right? I deserve a promotion. I deserve to get paid more, and I'm not getting there. I am not taking the steps that are necessary in order to get there. So that's really what that is. So if you're feeling like what's not working in your career right now doesn't fit into one of those categories, I can almost guarantee that what's not working in your career right now will fit into one of those categories. Pick the one that's the closest to it. If you're thinking about like, oh, what's not working? Oh man, like I'm just so stressed out and I just don't know. I'm not sure what it is. I can't talk to my boss. I can't talk to my team. It's just blah, it's just sort of that kind of response. What you're focusing on there is the symptoms, right? You're not focusing on the consequences. Think about the consequences of, oh my God, I am so stressed out. What is the consequence of that? Is it that you're not earning as much that you feel you deserve? Is it that you haven't gotten a promotion in 10 years? Is it that you're working so many hours and that's why you're so stressed out? Or maybe you're on the job market. The job market one is probably the easiest one to identify, because if you're on the job market, you're on the job market. The other three can be a little bit trickier, but pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's step one, is to identify. Step 2 is to answer. So here, definitely read the post that I put below this video, and I walk you through the questions that you're going to ask yourself. So set aside about 30 minutes, get out your laptop, get out your journal, and type or write out for yourself. Make sure you're not going to be disturbed for those 30 minutes or so. Type or write out the answers to the questions, to the numbers that apply to you. So I broke up the questions based on what's not working in your career right now, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you chose number 2, right? So for example, let's say you chose number 2, I'm working too many hours. In the step 2 process, you're gonna go to number 2, I'm working too many hours. So then you're gonna go to question number 1, which is, congratulations, you're on the path to time freedom. How much are you really on this path to time freedom? 1, I'm just dabbling, to 10, let's do this. I want more time, I deserve more time, on a scale of 1 to 10. And all of them are similar, by the way. It's really kind of quantifying for yourself, how much am I really committed? How much am I really on the job market? How much do I really want a promotion? How much do I really want to earn more money? Am I just dabbling? And that's a 1. Or like, it's let's do this, man. Let's do this, woman. Like, I am so committed to this, I can burst. That's a 10. You want to quantify it. So then the second set of questions is designed to help you think about getting clarity around that particular goal and what's going to happen if you don't reach it. So for working too many hours, do you have 100% clarity on exactly the number of work hours you're shooting for? It's like, maybe I don't, I'm not sure. Like, be honest with yourself there. But even if you have some clarity, then it's how many hours a week would be ideal for you, and write it down. Ideal number of hours a week for me is X, is 30 hours a week, is 40 hours a week, is 20 hours a week, whatever it is for you. And then what's the gap? How many hours do you need to trim in order to get there? And you're going to do the same thing with the amount of money with the raise as well, right? So what is your target salary? Do you have 100% clarity around what your target salary is? Oh gosh, maybe I don't. Okay, so then let's think about it together. What is that target salary? And write down that target salary and write down what needs to happen to get there. In other words, I need to get a 15% raise, or I need to get a 20% raise or 30% raise, and write that down. So if I'm currently working 60 hours a week and I want to work 40 hours a week, I need to trim 20 hours a week. Get clarity on that and write it down. And if you're not clear on it and you're like, no, I don't need to do this, ask yourself the question, how are you going to get your time back? How are you going to earn more money? How are you going to earn that promotion? How are you going to land that job if you don't know what the goal is? If you don't know how many work hours you're shooting for? If you don't know the salary that you're shooting for? How are you going to get there? Ask yourself that. And then set that goal. Then the next set of questions is designed to get at what's going to happen if you don't. It's really important to think about the consequences here. Otherwise, we don't do it. Otherwise, we don't take the action that's necessary. The uncomfortable action, the boundary stretching action, the empowering action that's necessary in order to get there. You have to think about the consequences. What's going to happen if you don't get there? If you don't trim your work hours, if you don't get that raise, if you don't get that promotion, if you don't land that job, what's going to happen? And list out the consequences, write them down. List out the consequences for your career, for your stress levels, for your finances, for your life outside of work, for your identity. Write out the consequences for each of those categories. Then what you're going to do after you go through the set of questions that was appropriate to you, depending on which number that you picked. If you pick more than one number, you're going to go through it for both. You're going to go through it for number 1 and number 2, or number 1 and number 4. If you picked all 4, do it for all 4, and it probably will end up taking you longer than a half an hour, but this is important. This is your career we're talking about. This is your livelihood that we're talking about. And as will become clear to you, this is not just about that. This is about your life outside of work too. This is about your relationships. This is about your health, your physical health, your mental health. It's too important to say, I can't spend a half an hour to an hour on this. And if you can't commit to spending a half an hour to an hour on this, then you're really not committed. So put your time where your mouth is. If you're really committed to it, take the half an hour, take an hour, put it in your calendar and do it. Make sure that nobody's gonna disturb you. And then the last part of the process after you've answered is you're gonna reflect and you're gonna engage. So reflect, read your responses. Read what you wrote down. What's your goal? What's your target? How far are you from that target? How committed are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And what's gonna happen if you don't get there? Read it. And just notice what comes up, what thoughts come up, what feelings come up, what worries come up. And notice that and acknowledge it with confidence and with self-compassion. Maybe you've realized that you've screwed everything up until this point in your career. Acknowledge that. And then take action. Maybe you've realized that there's more that you can do, and that you haven't done it, so you're feeling guilty. Acknowledge that, and then do it. Maybe it makes you feel sad, angry, frustrated, whatever it is, acknowledge, and then engage. By engaging, we're going to take action. We're going to move into intelligent action. You're going to move into inspired action. Write down 3 actions that you will take in the next week One of those actions could include continuing to engage in this challenge, in this People Stack New Year's challenge. So I'll give you a freebie there. So at least identify at least 2 other actions that you're going to take in the next week so that you can continue to, one step at a time, walk the path toward career transformation. That's how it happens. It's one action at a time. You first have to start with acknowledging where you screwed up, acknowledging the anger, acknowledging the frustration, acknowledging the guilt, acknowledging the fear that is involved in this. It's absolutely scary. If you don't think it's scary, then you're not committed and you're not in this for real, because it is scary, and trust me, it is. I know it, and I've helped hundreds of people through it. So reflect and engage. Reflect what comes up, acknowledge it with curiosity, with confidence, with self-compassion, and then engage. What 3 actions am I committed to taking in the next week so I can slowly but surely walk that path? And look, if you need help getting clarity, if you're just like, I don't even know which number to pick, Jen, or I don't know how to answer these questions, I can't figure it out, or I'm starting to figure it out and I've answered these questions, but I want somebody to talk with me about the answers that I've come up with. I want an expert. I want to talk to people who have done this, who have helped people through this with hundreds of other people. I want an expert so I can accelerate this process. Yeah, maybe I could figure this out on my own and do it and get there, but I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste another day. I want to accelerate this process. And if that's the case, if you want more help with this, please go ahead and book a call with us. The URL is thepeoplestack.com/talk. And I did just confirm that I put it in the text below as well. So if you want help gaining more clarity, if you want help accelerating your process toward transforming your career so that you can finally make 2019 the year that you get that promotion, that you get that raise, that you land that job, that you stop working a crazy number of hours because you've decided enough is enough. I'm way too stressed out. I'm way too frog in boiling water. I'm sacrificing my relationships with my loved ones. And I am not getting paid enough. And I am sick and tired of not getting paid enough. Because I know that it's probably just 1 or 2 things that need upgrading, and I don't know what they are yet, and I want to talk to an expert to figure out what they are and give me the how, give me the way, give me the strategies and the systems and the support that I need to not only identify what's not working, but also to have that trusted strategy, that proven strategy to get there faster, because I'm sick and tired of it. So if that's the case, go to thepeoplestack.com/talk, book a call with my team today, and we got your back. We are here to support you 100%. All right, folks. So that's week 1 is Clarity Week. So I'll be posting a little bit, probably another article, another video on clarity, just so you can understand really what the importance of clarity is. I know a lot of you already do understand that, but it's just, if you skip this step, if you skip clarity, you lose. Because if you move forward with any of the other steps, the next step is systematize, by the way. So for you data geeks and you organizing geeks and you planner geeks just like me, you want to get there. You're like, what do I do? How do I do this? And we'll get there. But if you don't have clarity about your goals and why you want to reach them and why they're so important to you, whatever system you come up with is going to fail. Guaranteed. I've seen it happen time and time again. You have to systematize from a place of crystal clarity. And for those of you who are not data geeks or planning geeks and like to just kind of go with the flow, chaos geeks, then coming from a place of clarity is feeling, the systematizing process is actually going to feel fun, and it's actually going to be useful, as opposed to the times that you've tried in the past to systematize and it didn't work. So clarity is important no matter where it is you are, who it is you are, what kind of behavioral tendencies you have. So that's it for the day, folks. Clarity is the name of the game. Get that clarity. Go through those 3 steps that I outlined below, and post in the comments any questions that you have, and any distinctions that you've got. What have you learned through this clarity process? Please post and share so we can all learn from it together. Take care, folks. Catch you in a couple of days. Bye for now.